Hey, it's Lee. I hope you're doing great. I need to talk to you really fast about something that's pretty important. It's about your future. I know that at times it may seem a bit bleak, especially when it comes to making money on the internet. Well, any significant life-sustaining money anyway. And you've probably already tried it all. Blogging, list building, YouTube, Facebook. On one end of the spectrum, maybe you've been trying to take surveys or click ads for pennies. Absolute waste of time, right? I can no longer even fathom putting in those kinds of hours for almost no return whatsoever. On the other end, maybe you're a product vendor who feels like you're only as good as your last launch. Not too many things are as frustrating as putting your heart and soul into a 7-day launch, only to have everything come to a grinding halt virtually overnight. Then, it's back to the drawing board. Time to rack your brain and hopefully stumble upon your next great idea. It's exhausting, and quite frankly, it's a little scary. Does it sound like I'm speaking from experience here? Listen, no matter where you're at in your journey, there are 3 things that you need if you really want to be successful online. And the sad reality is, almost everything you've ever tried has failed to provide you with one or more of these essential things. Yes, amigo, you do need all 3 of them. And here they are. Number 1, you need assurance. If you can't trust that your efforts will actually be rewarded in a timely fashion, it can be almost impossible to take any meaningful action. Number 2, you need fresh content. When you run out of content ideas, you stop making money. And it is so easy to run out of content ideas. Number 3, you need an end game. You don't want to work forever, right? When you know exactly what to do and how many times you need to do it before you can quote-unquote retire, you win. Now, I want to talk about these 3 things for a moment. Like I said, they're really quite important. In fact, your future depends upon them. As you'll see below as you read my letter to you, I've identified through my years and years of one-on-one coaching 7 reasons why so many of us can't seem to make it stick online. I definitely want you to read that. I think it'll help. But at the end of the day, it still comes down to these 3 powerful forces: assurance, content, and an end game. So before I send you off to read more, let's just address the basics here. When you have assurance that the effort you're putting in will be worth it, and it'll work for you, then you're going to work for it, period. Now, I'm not talking about the point where you purchase a course or program. We all feel the assurance butterflies in our tummies then, right? That's why you made the investment, because you're excited about it, and you think that making the investment is going to change your life. I'm not talking about that moment. I'm talking about the moment right after actually going through the course, seeing what it's really all about, and then being called to action by the product vendor or guru. The moment you know you're supposed to do something now, but you don't believe in yourself or the process enough to go for it and risk falling on your virtual ass. That moment is called lack of assurance. And to combat lack of assurance, you need 2 critical things. You need clarity, and you need, are you ready for it? You ready? You need fast results. When you have a crystal clear vision of what needs to be done so that you can actually see yourself, as in envision yourself, doing it on a regular basis, you are 20 times more likely to follow through. And when you start pulling in traffic, leads, and money within your very first few days, maybe even day 1, no matter how small those results are, it's going to motivate you to press on and get even bigger results as you go. Do you agree? If so, then you're right. So what about content? This is honestly the biggest killer I've seen across the board. When you've got nothing to say to your online audience, you can't expect to get paid. You need to talk about or share other people's talks about engaging topics within your niche. You need to. It's non-negotiable. In this business we're in, content is our business. And you simply cannot afford to have writer's block. Nor can you afford to outsource the content to someone who couldn't actually care less about your niche. They will not provide you with the passionate content that you need. Your audience is not going to engage with it. It's going to put them to sleep, and it's going to make you look lame. PLR content, forget about it. You need great cutting-edge content to share with your audience, period. This is non-negotiable. And finally, you need an honest-to-goodness end game. This is my favorite of the 3 because this is how you set yourself up for life and remain motivated enough to actually get to that point. If you can set up an automated content distribution machine to an audience that literally grows itself, then you can walk away from your business and still keep making money day in and day out, even while you sleep. I mean, you'll never full on walk away, okay? That would be dumb. But you won't have to participate any longer if you don't want to. The system that I'm sharing with you today pulls this off big time, by the way. It gives you a specific number of times to perform a task, and that task is loading up automated content, all right? And then you never have to do it again. You grow your audience to the point where the people within it start sharing your content like crazy, which grows your audience virally. And think about this for a second. The content keeps getting sent out for years and years and years and years, all right? And your audience keeps growing for years and years and years and years. And that new audience sees your content and they share it. And your audience expands. And that new audience sees your content and it expands. It's beautiful. I'm off script right now, but it's beautiful and it's very exciting. Oh, and the content you're sharing, check this out. It's not even yours. At least you never had to think about it or create it. And the results come in immediately, like within the first day or two. You'll be inspired and motivated to keep going, probably more so than you've ever been. Anyway, I just wanted to say hello. If you'd like to learn more about the system I've put together for you, the system that I actually created for myself, but I'm happy to share, the system that has earned me over $2,000 in my first 60 days and will earn me, from a standing start, and it will earn me a heck of a lot more than that in my next 60 days, then please read every word of the letter below at this time. Listen, I know it's tough out there. Good, honest people like us need to stick together and help each other out. I'm very grateful for this opportunity to help you finally make the kind of money online that you deserve. And I'm both grateful for and impressed by you for watching this video to the end and recognizing something truly revolutionary when you see it. All right, let me stop yapping so that you can see what I've put together for you. Start reading now.